Hey, it's the preacher, and I'm going to show you something today that I'm pretty good at. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm onto something here. And what it is flatbread pizza. You can pick up flatbread like this. There's two pieces in here. Let me just show you what it looks like. If you're not familiar with flatbread, maybe you're a dude watching this channel, like most people that watch this channel are guys. They don't do the grocery shopping their wife does. This is flatbread right here. I get this at Aldi's. You can get two of these in my area. See, just like this? That's two pizzas. You can get two of these in my area for like $2.99, $3.29, something like that. So let's just say $3. For $3 you got the crust for two pizzas. Now you can pick whatever toppings you want. I'm going to make 4 different pizzas today, and I want to show you the basic concept of how I make it. I'm going to use the broiler on high, and we're going to cook it real quick and fast, and the most amount of time here is going to be spent just putting our toppings on it. But we're going to use the broiler so we get that crispy crust, but it's not like a cracker. It's crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. And I'll show you 4 different pizzas that I make, and you can make your own. You can even put peas and carrots on it if you want to. I know a guy that does stuff like that. I digress. Let me show you my technique of how to get the crust crunchy without burning it and fully melting the cheese and marrying everything together. So come along. Step number 1, get yourself a cookie sheet. Well, it's got a little bit of an edge to it. It's not completely flat, but line it with foil, because as you bake this, any of your toppings that get off on the pan, this will make for nice easy cleanup. We'll just wad up the foil and the worst of it will be gone. Here's our flatbread. If you'll notice, one side's pretty flat, one side's kind of puffy. We're going to put the flat side up. This is going to be our bottom. Step number 1 is we're going to add a little oil to it. And so, just about that much. Okay, now that we've got it oiled, let's get it in the oven. Alright, the oven is set on high, broil high. So there we are, 1 notch from the high as it'll go. Slide it in there and start counting. Let's set the timer for 1 minute. Things go fast. We're not going to set it for a minute and walk away. We're going to set it for a minute so we can see how many seconds it's been in there. If you let this go 10 seconds longer than necessary, you burn it. So we're going to keep popping in on it. Let's have a look at 30 seconds. See, it's starting to sizzle on the top. That's how we know we're getting it about right. Won't be long. Have your oven mitts ready, because when it's ready to come out, you don't need to be looking for these. You need them on you. There's 1 minute. Let's have a look. I'm going to go another 10 seconds. Okay. Now, right to the stove top. Our pan's hot, so I set it on the stove top. Our crust, can you hear that? It's crunchy. So now's the time to flip it. The bottom is not crunchy. Now that we've got it out, let's add some sauce. You can use spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce, whatever you want. Leave yourself about a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch all the way around. Let's add some sausage. This is just browned Italian sausage. You can buy it in a 1-pound stick. Now we want to beef up, or not beef up, but spice up the Italian flavor. This is just Italian seasoning. There we go. Now this is completely optional, but I do it just about on every pizza. I add right now some grated Parmesan. It's a real dry cheese, and it kind of soaks up some of the moisture from the sauce, which I don't like a pizza that drips sauce. And I'm going to add some mozzarella. So once you get your cheese and your first layer of meat on there, The trick is, how do we get all this to melt and get hot without burning these edges under that broiler? And I've solved that problem by a piece of foil. I've just taken some aluminum foil, folded it over 2 or 3 times, measured it off, and I'm covering the crust. And we're going to set that in the oven and watch it until we get the top the way we want it. That's 1 minute and 10 seconds, and you can start to see a little browning on the cheese. Everything's hot and bubbled through. Now we're just going to carefully remove our foil and save it. We're going to use the same piece of foil on the next one. As you can see, we've got everything hot and melted. Now we need to add our second round of topping, which this time around is going to be pepperoni. You don't want to cover up your pepperoni, but I add enough so that it kind of locks it in place. See here, the crust is still soft, just like it was when we started, but the inside toppings are all hot and the original cheese is melted. Now let's put it in and get some color on this top. Now that's 1 minute. Look at the color on that cheese. Look at the crispiness. See the texture change? Now, you don't want to just instantly slice into this. That cheese would go everywhere. Even though we have a little crust on it, you can see the color change in the pizza. So what I'm going to do is put it on a rack and let it cool while we make our second pizza. Just repeat those same steps on this pan. This is why you have to watch it. The last one we cooked for 70 seconds. This one was only 45. How about some sweet peppers? Onions. I walked away. I quit watching. That's what happened. Alright, now that I've burned one, let's do something a little different. Start off, instead of red sauce or pasta sauce, start off with some mustard. I just have some chopped ham. So we got some ham on there now. Let's add some cheddar cheese. Clean up our edges. Cheddar cheese and ham. Alright. We've got cheddar down. Let's put a little mozzarella in there. Let's add some rest of our ham. Tell you what, I'm going to do half with onions. Alright, let's have a look at them. This is ham and cheese with mustard and onion on this half. This is plain old pepperoni and sausage. And this is pepperoni, sausage, onion, and sweet pepper that I completely and totally burnt. So here's how I cut them. I just use a big kitchen knife. Since they're crispy, you don't have any trouble cutting through them. Alright, y'all, come fix you a plate. Okay, spicy Asian pork. We started off with a little pesto. Then we're going with some hoisin sauce, dipping sauce. It's not actually hoisin, but it's close to it. So I'm going to try to drizzle this, and I don't know how well I'll be able to do that. Let's spread it all around. If you've never had hoisin, it's kind of has just a traditional Asian flavoring, but it's real sweet and no spice to it whatsoever. It's a real sweet teriyaki, soy sauce. You can taste all those type of flavors in it. Now we're going to add some of this sauce right here. We're just going to mix that all around in there. Some cheese. Going to use mozzarella. Some sweet peppers. It's the last pizza, so it gets all of them. Some onions. This here is some pork that I've already browned, and I just seasoned it with some cayenne pepper and some soy sauce. Sauteed it until it was just finished. I didn't try to get any color on it. I just wanted it cooked through. And then these are some diced canned jalapeno peppers. Alright, spicy Asian pork. Let's get our foil on it and get it in the oven. Bring you right back. There we go. I'm going to add a little more cheese to it. Pop it back in there for another minute with no foil on the edges. Spicy Asian pork. Here we have the pepperoni, sausage, sweet pepper and onion, ham and cheese with mustard, plain old pepperoni and sausage, and spicy Asian pork. Y'all hear that laughter in the background? That's 3 happy people eating this great pizza that I made. Let me tell you what I think about it. Let's start with the one I burned. And I'm going to eat the burnt piece. It's still good. I like that way better than just plain old pepperoni and sausage. That's good. I already ate a piece of the ham and cheese. All that was left was the 2 ends. That tells me that they liked it as well. That's a good change up. If somebody just had pizza like the night before, give them this. They're having a ham and cheese sandwich instead. I'm going to get full before I get to the end. Alright, plain old sausage and pepperoni. That's what your kids eat. Or in my case, my 19-year-old. It's good. The crust is crunchy. Here's the one I'm wanting to try. This is spicy Asian pork. That's good. What y'all think about this?
I like it. I like it. Good. Even if you did make it.
That's a great change up. There you have it. Start out with flatbread, brown the bottom, get your bottom crisp. A minute, maybe less, maybe more, depends on your oven. Then flip it over, add your toppings, put the foil around the edges, and heat all the inside of your toppings. Your base layer of cheese, your sauce, your base meat. Get all of that heated fully through. Get everything melted, take the foil off, add your pepperoni, maybe some pepper, some more cheese on the top, and then put that in there with the foil off, crisp up the edges, brown the cheese. You're good to go. See you guys on the next video.